Welcome to Jefferson Liberty Radio, the voice of the state of Jefferson in the Central Valley. I am Matthew. Aaron is here. How you doing, Aaron?
Great, thanks.
Thank you for all hanging tight during our short little break. We are excited to announce a new host for our show. We'd like to thank Rudy for all his dedication to the show, and we wish him luck as he moves on to other things. Join us as we welcome Allan, our new host to the show.
Well, thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
So, Allan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So where do I start? Golly, I'd have to go all the way back to 8th grade. I had a real fantastic constitutional teacher. He really taught us about the U.S. Constitution and about the California Constitution. Probably one of the best teachers I ever had. So he, along with my parents, led me down the road to conservatism, and I've been a conservative ever since. If anything, I've probably gotten more conservative as I've gotten older, but I understand that's the nature of being a senior. Is that right?
That's what I hear. So, tell us how you got involved with the state of Jefferson.
Oh, well, actually, we had kind of dabbled a little bit with the Tea Party. There was a Tea Party group up in Modesto, and I think we went to two or three of their events, but they kind of disbanded. And then somewhere, and I really don't remember, but some years back, I heard about the Turlock Tea Party movement, and we came down there to a number of meetings, and actually it drew quite a crowd. But then, for whatever reason, the Tea Party kind of just melted away, if you will, and Marie Roberson took the program to Stanislaus Concerned Citizens, which was probably an appropriate thing to do at the time. And it wasn't but a year, maybe it was less than a year, the Tea Party, or the Stanislaus Concerned Citizens, took on the State of Jefferson movement. Now that really got me excited, because going back into the early 60s, I can remember driving up Old Highway 99 and seeing signs about the State of Jefferson. I never knew what it was about, and I guess I was never curious enough to pursue it. But then we didn't have computers in those days either.
So, Allan, tell me a little bit about how State of Jefferson do you think is going to impact you personally?
Well, I think the big word is liberty, without a question. I've lived in California for almost all of my life, and I have seen a state go from a relatively conservative state, one that honored people, allowed people to do as they felt that they needed to do or wished to do. In fact, that's probably why so many people came to California initially. I can remember moving down to Los Angeles in 1959 and seeing how the LA basin was just growing by leaps and bounds. It was amazing to see people moving in from the Midwest. But I've made my, so to speak, final resting place in Modesto. I've lived in Modesto for 40 years, and I have a wonderful wife, and we both enjoy the concept of liberty, and that's what we're looking for in the state of Jefferson. I hope, and I've told this to all my friends, I hope to be buried in the state of Jefferson.
Oh, that's a pretty good goal to have.
Well, I was wondering, Allan, what would you personally like to see in the Constitution for the new state of Jefferson?
I think I think the number one thing, and I mentioned this to Terry Raposa and Wynn Carpenter when we had our first town hall meeting there at our meeting place, and that is the Electoral College. The thing that I'm really looking for and will certainly encourage State of Jefferson to look into is an electoral college, so that every county has a voice in who are elected officials. We don't have that in California at the moment, and we can see the results. Everybody that is a Democrat in the state legislature.
Yeah,
I think if we had adequate representation, we had an electoral college, I really think California would be a different state. I've talked to a lot of people, and I'll share some of this at our meeting on next. Was it 2 weeks? 2 weeks from yesterday, Wednesday, September 5th. I'll share some of that, but I've talked to a lot of people about the state of Jefferson, and you get a lot of mixed results. People who either do not understand the concept of a new state. We get people that think that this is part of that three-way split that was supposedly going to be on the ballot. But most everybody, let me back up a second. People seem to think that this is something that they are going to get to vote on. And I've had to correct them and say, no, that's not how a new state is created. It takes legislation in the California state government to initiate a state split. And because we couldn't get anybody to carry that legislation in California, we've had to resort to a lawsuit over lack of representation and dilution of vote. This is kind of an exciting role that you guys have asked me to play here. I know it's going to take a lot of my time, but I'm going to work on making my time available to do it. That I can promise you. And I just hope I can be, a real good team player on this podcast.
We're happy to have you.
Yeah, we're definitely happy to have you, and happy and appreciative of your time that you're given.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity as well.
Okay, upcoming events for Stanislaus Concerned Citizens, State of Jefferson. Next week, September the 5th, we're going to have an SOJ update at 5:30, and then at 6 p.m., Amy Bubalak, who is running for mayor of Sherlock, and then Shannon Sanford, who's running for superintendent of education. Then after that, we'll have Katie and Elizabeth Eisenhower, and they'll speak on City in the Hall. September the 8th, it will be out on Saturday at the Salida Old Time Festival. We need volunteers for that day, and more information will come soon. October 3rd and 17th, meetings and more information to come soon for speakers and topics. October 20th and 21st, we're going to have the gun show at the Stanislaus County Fairgrounds. That'll be the Code of the West gun show. And please visit us at www.stanislausconcernedcitizens.org. So watch out for Blitzing, Fly It Friday, and Sign It Saturday. Look for these events on Facebook, email, and our website.
Thank you for listening to our show. If you're interested in sponsoring our show, we're always looking for new sponsors. You can email us at sponsors@Jefferson Liberty Radio or get in touch with us via our website, jeffersonlibertyradio.com. We would love to hear from you. If you have any comments or questions, you can email us at feedback@jeffersonlibertyradio.com or again via our website, jeffersonlibertyradio.com. Don't forget to subscribe to us in iTunes and leave us a 5-star review there. We would really appreciate it, and it really helps our ratings. You can find us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Spotify, YouTube, Google Play, and even some alternative media such as BitChute and Gab. Thank you so much for listening to our show, and we will catch you next episode.